Today I'm at Chase Field, which is home to the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Major League Baseball team here in Phoenix. As you can see, Chase Field is going to be home to the 2011 All-Star Game, which I just found out about 5 minutes ago when I got here. The team started back in the 90s. They won a World Series fairly quickly, and then have had some up and down seasons since. But it is a beautiful stadium. If you're ever in town, close by, you should come by and check it out. The topic that I wanted to discuss today is medical marijuana. Medical marijuana became legal in the state of Arizona in November. I believe it was Prop 203, and it was very slim margin. I guess early in the day on the election it was down by 7,000 votes, and it ended up winning by a little over 4,000 votes, and that was out of about 1.7 million votes cast. The vote was very close this time, and it also had been passed twice before in the state of Arizona, but due to weird kind of wording in the laws and whatnot, it never actually stuck. Nobody ever actually got to the point of being able to utilize medical marijuana. I'm actually going to give a whole series of talks in the video series, but just a couple basics on this one. The way that medical marijuana works in the state as follows. You cannot write a prescription for medical marijuana. If anybody uses that terminology, it's a misnomer. Marijuana, make no mistake about it, is illegal federally. That has not changed. 15 states, Arizona is the 15th, have now declared medical marijuana to be legal in those states. And they all have their own rules and regulations. Interestingly enough, in the county of Los Angeles, there are more medical marijuana dispensaries than there are Starbucks and McDonald's, by a ratio of 2 to 1. So, unbelievable. Here in Arizona, they're actually having much stricter rules and regulations that are coming out of the Arizona Department of Health Services. So, when a patient is deemed appropriate for medical marijuana, how does that happen? They can't get a prescription because it's illegal. So what a physician can do, and it can be either an MD, a DO, a naturopathic doctor, or a homeopathic doctor, will evaluate a patient in person, look at medical records, if that treatment, if that condition has been treated for the last 12 months, look at those records, and then if the physician deems that that patient is appropriate to recommend for medical marijuana, they will then fill out a certification. And there are very specific requirements, and there'll be a form coming out from the state with what goes on that certification. So that is how that works. Then the patient goes to the state and applies for their medical marijuana ID card. Those cards will be good for a year, and they will need to be recertified. Once a patient has the card, he or she can go to one of the dispensaries around the state, and right now there's expected to be 124. California has over 1,200. Here there'll be 124, and the patient can go and purchase up to 2.5 ounces of the medical marijuana every 2 weeks. Or, if there is no dispensary within 25 miles,